Can you record? There, you're recording.
Yes.
Good.
Okay, I'm gonna start. Global warming, famine, pollution. For sure you already heard about these problems, and maybe you know some of the possible solutions. But the thing is, what are you doing to help solve them? When we think about how we can help to solve these problems, we tend to believe that all the responsibility lies with companies and governments. But the reality is that most of the pollution on the planet is caused by our consumption at home. Therefore, the importance of changing our eating habits to make a positive impact on the environment and society. I'm Carlos Guadarrama, and as a customer, I will give you some advice to start reducing your environmental footprint. There are three important aspects to review and try to change our consumption habits. The first one is to raise the awareness about the environmental cost of the products we buy daily. This means how much they degrade the environment, but the reality is that we are not charged for that waste of resources and environmental degradation they cause. Take meat as an example, which is one of the most inefficient resources to produce on the planet. To produce 1 kilogram of meat requires from 5,000 to 20,000 liters of water. In terms of land, only in the United States, 47% of the available land is used for growing food, of which 70% is used to grow food, but for animals to produce meat, and only 1% of that land to grow fruits and vegetables for human consumption. So is the answer just to eat fruits and vegetables? Unfortunately, it's more complicated. We have to understand that the environmental problem is systemic, with many causes and consequences. If suddenly we stop to eat meat, we would affect the economy and the producing families. And even if we only eat fruits and vegetables, this does not ensure the sustainability. Why not? Is it because we buy our fruits and vegetables usually in department stores, where they employ strategies that promote customer consumption? Most of these stores have more production, have more products than necessary. Therefore, the customer assure that the product is fresh and of a good quality. Just think about it. Would you honestly buy things from an empty store that does not seem to have enough products? Also, the food waste is another global problem that is fueled by strategies like the last one mentioned, because the resources that are not sold are thrown away. But what contributes the most to this problem is the aesthetic trend of food. Both customers and stores reject food that does not have a perfect appearance. We throw it into the garbage only because of a little stain of deformity, when its condition and nutritional value is equal to the rest. In Mexico, 34% of the whole food production is wasted, causing 25 million people to face poverty due to the lack of access to food. Once we know the seriousness of the situation, we can move to the second aspect, what we can do to make a difference. Without shadow of doubt, the most urgent thing is to reduce the consumption of meat. One of the strategies that can be added is to reduce the number of days per week that we consume meat, or to resort to another less polluting options such as chicken. Chicken requires only 20% of the land designated for meat, only 10% of the water, and it generates only a third of the emission greenhouse gases generated by its counterpart. We can also search for local products in little stores that have fewer intermediaries that manage the distribution of the product to reduce the waste and promoting the economy of producer families. And finally, the most powerful action we can do is to spread the message of the importance of change our consumption habits. Think about in the environmental cost of the food, so that in the future, the sustainability can be a trend, and as a society, we can make a huge impact on the environment for the good of the ecosystems and humanity. Thank you.
Thank you.